Arthritis is the destruction of cartilage. Three main causes of arthritis. Three main causes. Number one, wear and tear, so degenerative change, just putting the miles on it. Number two, inflammatory type arthritis like rheumatoid arthritis and others. And number three, post-traumatic arthritis.
Joint pain is one of my biggest symptoms.
Joint pain, oh, I have a whole lot of that.
When I first was diagnosed, I had pretty significant joint pain. It's everywhere from the neck, even actually, it's strange, sometimes your ears hurt.
Your ankles to your knees, your wrists, your fingers.
My knees are horrible.
My feet, my hips.
It feels like there are thousands of knives stabbing you in your joints.
Can happen anywhere at any time.
I never know which of my joints it's going to attack.
When you try to do simple things like cook, drive.
I can't walk for long periods of time. I can't stand for a long period of time.
I actually have some disfigurement from the joint pain.
You know, one of the things about lupus is that we often hear as lupus patients and advocates, you don't look sick.
You know, I'll just kind of keep it to myself sometimes. If I feel the pain, I try to just ignore it I don't really like to share it with people because they can't really see what's going on.
There are times where I want my limbs to be cut off.
Ever felt this constant ache or sharp burn, especially when you try to move around? It makes even simple things like walking, climbing upstairs, or even sitting for a while feel tough. But you know what? Your joints actually have this natural ability to heal themselves. Yep, they can regenerate cartilage and bone tissue all on their own. This happens when there's inflammation, an injury, or even just as you're getting older. But what if dedicating just 5 minutes a day could unlock up to 15 years of pain-free, easy movement? This might sound unbelievable, but not impossible. Most people fall for myths and ignore the real solutions hiding in plain sight. In this video, we'll reveal the foods secretly wrecking your joints, the habits you need to break, and a simple 5-minute hack backed by research that can transform your joint health for good. Let's dive in. Debunking joint health myths. Let me first tell you about joints and how they work. You know, people believe some pretty wild things about keeping their knees, elbows, and other joints healthy. It's like those old tales you hear at family dinners. Some sound reasonable, but when you dig a little deeper, they don't really add up. Take this one. Bone broth can fix your joints. Many people believe this. You sip on this warm, hearty broth, and your cartilage grows back stronger than ever. But here's the real deal. While bone broth is healthy and packed with nutrients like protein, it doesn't directly repair cartilage. Sure, it has collagen that your joints need, but when you eat collagen, your body breaks it down into tiny bits.
Arthritis is the destruction of cartilage. Three main causes of arthritis. Three main causes. Number one, wear and tear, so degenerative change, just putting the miles on it. Number two, inflammatory type arthritis like rheumatoid arthritis and others. And number three, post-traumatic arthritis.
And those bits don't automatically zoom to your knees or elbows to fix anything. It's like trying to rebuild a toy car with random parts. You need the right pieces in the right place, and bone broth doesn't quite do that. So drink it if you like, but don't expect it to be a magic potion for your joints. And now, let's talk about cold weather. People totally believe that the chill in the air makes their joints hurt. But the cold isn't really what's causing the pain. What's actually happening is the pressure in the air, something called barometric pressure, drops when the weather changes. This can make your joints feel stiff or achy. It's like when a soda bottle is about to pop because of the pressure inside. Your joints feel a bit off, but it's not actually the cold itself. This is why someone in a hot, humid place might still say, "Hey, my joints are acting up today." And here's another head scratcher. Resting your joints is the best way to make them feel better. Sounds logical, right? If something hurts, you don't move it. That's the basic rule. But that's actually not the best idea. Imagine you have a squeaky door. If you never open or close it, it just gets rustier and harder to move. Joints are kind of like that. If you stop moving them altogether, the muscles around them get weaker, and the joint doesn't get the support it needs. Gentle movements, like stretching or walking, actually help make things better. It's like giving that squeaky door a little oil. It gets smoother over time. Rather, here's a fact that might blow your mind. A lot of what you think helps your joints is just stuff people have been saying for years, without proof. Believing in these myths might actually stop you from finding real relief. For example, instead of waiting for bone broth or blaming the weather, try eating a balanced diet, staying active, and giving your joints a bit of love every day. It's not as flashy as a quick fix, but it works way better.
Joint pain can be caused by a variety of factors, from a simple injury to a more serious condition like arthritis. How do you know when you should be concerned? If your joint pain is severe, persistent, or comes with joint swelling, it's time to come in and see us. Pay attention to the affected joint. Is there redness, warmth, or tenderness? These are signs of inflammation and potential joint damage. Other symptoms related to joint pain and swelling include difficulty moving the affected joint, and in some cases, you might notice bruising or a deformity, indicating joint injury. If you experience joint pain that lasts for more than a few days, or if it's severe and affects your daily activities, it's time to pay attention. Persistent joint pain might indicate an underlying issue that needs medical attention. Joint issues, if left untreated, can lead to a more serious condition like arthritis or joint damage.
So next time someone tells you to rest all day or chug a gallon of soup to fix your knees, you'll know the truth. Joints are like little workers. They need the right tools, a bit of maintenance, and yes, a chance to move around, even when they're feeling a little cranky. The muscle-joint pain connection. You know, our bodies are pretty amazing, but sometimes they have their little quirks that cause us trouble. One of those quirks is how muscles and joints are connected.
If you're perimenopausal or menopausal and you are having new onset of musculoskeletal pain in the forms of aches, joints, frozen shoulder, hip, back, etc., I have news for you. Musculoskeletal pain has been identified as one of the primary and main symptoms of perimenopause and menopause, equal to or a bit higher than hot flashes. The estimated overall prevalence is 71% of perimenopausal women.
Think of it this way. Your muscles are like rubber bands. When they get too tight, they can squeeze your joints like a vice, making them ache or feel stiff. It's like your joints are trapped in a muscle cage, and the more those muscles tighten, the harder it gets for your joints to move freely. Sounds a bit wild, right? But it's true. Now, here's something most people don't realize. The pain in your knees, hips, or shoulders might not be the joint's fault at all. It's often the tight muscles around them causing all the drama. For example, if your calf muscles are stiff, they can pull on your ankle and foot, creating tension that travels all the way up to your knee. Suddenly, your knee feels like it's the bad guy, but the real troublemaker is the muscle. You can help your joints feel better by showing your muscles a little love. There are tiny, super sensitive spots in your muscles, kind of like knots in a tangled rope. These are called trigger points. When you release those, it's like giving your muscles a sigh of relief. And guess what happens? Your joints get freed from all that squeezing and pulling.
You want to keep your joints lubricated and healthy? You need to eat those healthy fats like salmon, trout, mackerel, avocados, olive oil, almonds, walnuts, chia seeds. Those omega-3 fatty acids, and those foods will assist in keeping your joints lubricated and keep you healthy.
Now let me blow your mind with a couple of simple tricks. Got a tennis ball lying around? Take it and roll it gently under your foot for a couple of minutes. You'll feel some spots that are more tender than others, and those are the places to focus on. It's crazy how just rolling that ball can ease tension not just in your foot, but all the way up to your knees and even your hips. Or try this. If your thighs feel tight, grab a foam roller, or even a water bottle if you don't have one. Lie down and roll it under your thighs or calves slowly. At first, it might feel a little uncomfortable, but that's just your muscles waking up and loosening up. Keep at it, and it feels like your legs suddenly learned how to breathe. You might even find yourself moving more easily and feeling lighter. Studies have shown that tight muscles and trigger points are responsible for a lot of joint problems that people blame on age. It's not always about wear and tear or getting old. Sometimes it's just muscles being overworked and under-relaxed. So don't just build muscles in the gym. Also, take care of them, and you'll be amazed at how much better you can feel. The top 5 joint healing foods.
Your next meal could ease your joint pain. Arthritis and joint pain represents inflammation. Foods that are high antioxidant foods, high anti-inflammatory foods will help reduce that inflammation and relieve joint pain. I've looked at many anti-inflammatory foods. And I'm going to give you my top 3. Number 1 are the omega-3 fats. These are extremely anti-inflammatory. Most people are deficient in them. Omega-3 fats from fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, all excellent for joint pain. Number 2 are the berries. All colorful fruits are good, but the berries are my top choice for anti-inflammatory joint relief. Number 3 is the spiced ginger. Now there's many wonderful spices. Curcumin is great, but ginger is the one that I really focus on. It is very, very anti-inflammatory, helps detoxify the body, great for the joints. Of course, there are many lifestyle factors that influence joint pain, but diet is a great place to start. So work with these 3 favorite foods of mine.
The food we eat can actually help fix our aching joints. Yes, it's true. Imagine your joints as the hinges on a door. When they get rusty, they squeak and creak, making every movement harder. There are certain foods that act like the perfect oil, making those hinges smooth and pain-free again. First, let's talk about salmon. This fish is like a lifesaver for your joints. Why? It's packed with something magical that fights swelling in your body. Studies show that eating salmon just twice a week can reduce stiffness and make it easier to move around. Plus, it's super tasty, whether grilled, baked, or even added to a salad. Next up are walnuts. You know those little brain-shaped nuts you might snack on? They're not just good for your brain, they're amazing for your joints too. Walnuts are ready to fight inflammation as soon as you eat them. Grab a handful when you're hungry, and you're not just feeding your tummy, you're also giving your joints some much-needed TLC. Researchers say even small amounts of walnuts daily can bring big changes. Then we've got spinach. Popeye had it right all along, guys. Spinach isn't just good for muscles, it's a hero for your joints. It's loaded with powerful stuff that helps repair the wear and tear in your body. It's easy to toss into soups, sandwiches, or even a smoothie for a secret health boost.
Spinach is a superfood. Several people are eating spinach because it has so much nutritious value. It is high in iron, it is high in antioxidants, it is high in lutein, which is a powerful antioxidant, as well as lot of B vitamins. Most people have this question: what is the best way to consume spinach? Whether to eat it raw, whether to eat it in your smoothies, whether to eat it cooked, like boiling it, or frying spinach. What is the best way? So the research study gave us an answer. They compared all of these different methods of consuming spinach, and they measured the antioxidant content of lutein in these spinach. And the research results will shock you. What it showed was that eating spinach in your smoothies was the best way of using it because it has the highest amount of lutein in it. Because as soon as you start chopping spinach into very small pieces, that's the time it releases a lot of lutein content, and this lutein is very powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory compound.
Let's not forget turmeric, the bright yellow spice often used in curries. Scientists have found that it contains something that can naturally calm down pain and swelling, almost like a gentle painkiller. You don't even need much, just a sprinkle in your tea, soup, or roasted veggies can work wonders. And here's the kicker. In some studies, turmeric worked as well as certain pills people take for joint pain. Finally, let's talk cherries. These juicy red little fruits might look too cute to do anything beneficial, but they also pack a punch. Cherries are filled with natural pain-relieving goodness. People who eat cherries or drink cherry juice regularly have been shown to have less pain and stiffness. In fact, athletes even use them to recover faster after hard workouts. So here's the deal. What you put on your plate can make a world of difference for your joints. Salmon, walnuts, spinach, turmeric, and cherries aren't just delicious, they're your joints' best friends. The next time your knees feel creaky or your back aches, think about adding these foods to your meals. You'll not only feel better, but you'll also be giving your body exactly what it needs to stay strong and flexible. And these are not just theories. People who really tried these got first-hand results. Real life story, Pain to Freedom. Maria, a spirited schoolteacher in her early 50s, once led a vibrant life filled with teaching, evening strolls, and playful weekends with her grandkids. But over time, her energy began to wane as joint pain gradually invaded her world. It started as a mild ache in her knees after long days at school. Soon, it became an unbearable challenge. Climbing stairs turned into a daunting ordeal, bending to pick up a dropped book felt impossible, and even rising from bed each morning required immense effort. Maria, who once brought energy and cheer to every room she entered, found herself withdrawing from her family and students, weighed down by the constant pain. The transformation was mind-blowing. Family gatherings saw her sitting on the sidelines, wistfully watching her grandchildren play, unable to join in the fun. At school, the once lively teacher leaned on desks for support. She felt trapped, not just by the physical pain, but also by the frustration of being unable to live the life she loved. Maria tried every remedy she could think of: over-the-counter creams, painkillers, heating pads, and homemade concoctions like turmeric milk. Yet, the relief was fleeting, and the pain always returned, stronger and more relentless. She began to lose hope, resigned to a life overshadowed by discomfort. One sleepless night, while scrolling through her phone, Maria stumbled upon a story that resonated with her. It was about someone who had faced a similar struggle, but managed to find a way out. With nothing to lose, Maria decided to give the approach a try. She began making small, manageable changes to her routine. She paid closer attention to her diet, incorporating foods that supported healing and reducing inflammation. She introduced gentle stretches into her mornings, even when her knees felt stiff, and ensured she stayed hydrated to support her body's natural functions. The changes were gradual but steady. Within weeks, Maria noticed subtle improvements. Climbing stairs no longer left her breathless, and bending to pick up objects didn't make her wince. One evening, as her grandkids ran toward her, she instinctively got up to join them in their games. It was then she realized how far she had come. Maria had reclaimed not just her mobility, but also her joy. Today, she exudes confidence and gratitude, often saying, "I feel like I've gotten my life back." And it's not just Maria. David, a 45-year-old farmer, had spent his life working the land, rising before dawn, and retiring long after sunset. But over the years, fatigue crept into his life, sapping his energy and enthusiasm. Tasks that once felt second nature, carrying hay bales, plowing fields, became exhausting. By evening, David barely had the strength to converse with his wife and children, let alone spend quality time with them. Though he dismissed his exhaustion as a sign of aging, deep down, he longed to feel vibrant again. One evening, as he sat on the porch, his wife gently suggested he consider small changes to his daily habits. Reluctant but motivated by his love for his family, David gave it a try. He began eating fresh fruits and vegetables, increased his water intake, and started taking short evening walks. Within weeks, David felt a resurgence of energy. The fatigue that had weighed him down for years melted away. He found himself thriving at work, and for the first time in years, had the energy to play catch with his kids after dinner. Similarly, Emma, a 20-year-old college student, faced her own battle. Once an active and outgoing individual, she found herself plagued by constant headaches, sleepless nights, and a nagging sense of unease during her sophomore year. Her grades suffered, and she withdrew from her friends. One emotional dinner with her family revealed the toll her lifestyle had taken. Encouraged by her mother, Emma reevaluated her habits, trading skipped meals and excess caffeine for nutritious food and morning walks. Within weeks, the headaches disappeared, her sleep improved, and she felt sharp and focused once more. The 5-minute joint pain relief hack. So, finally, let me tell you about something surprising that can change the way you feel about joint pain. Imagine if I told you there's this little trick that takes less than 5 minutes a day and could help you feel better, move easier, and even make your joints stronger. And it's not some expensive treatment or a trip to the doctor. It's something so simple that you probably already have what you need at home, sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet. Let me explain. The secret here is gelatin. Yes, the same stuff that's used to make jiggly desserts and those chewy candies. This isn't just some random idea. There's actual science behind why gelatin can help your aching joints. Here's what you do. Take a tablespoon of plain, unflavored gelatin, mix it into a cup of warm water or your favorite herbal tea, stir it up, and drink it. That's it. No fancy equipment, no weird ingredients, just a super simple drink you can make every day. Now you're probably wondering, how can gelatin possibly help with joint pain? Gelatin is loaded with something called collagen, which is basically like the glue that holds your body together. Your joints, the parts of your body that let you bend, twist, and move, rely on collagen to stay strong and smooth. But as you get older, your body doesn't make as much of it, and that's when the problems start. Pain, stiffness, creaking sounds when you move, you name it. Drinking gelatin gives your body the building blocks it needs to fix and strengthen those worn-out parts. Think of it like patching up a bumpy road so it's smooth again. Studies show that adding gelatin to your diet can actually improve the way your joints work. Researchers found that people who regularly consumed gelatin reported less pain, better flexibility, and even less swelling over time. Athletes who drank gelatin before their workouts had stronger joints and could recover faster from injuries. If it works for athletes pushing their bodies to the limit, imagine what it could do for someone just looking to get through the day without that nagging ache in their knees or back. So, just 5 minutes a day could transform your joint health for the long term. What do you think of this simple remedy? Have you tried something like it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing hacks. See you soon.